Hello, hello, everyone. It is time for our weekly reading of the book of Jeremiah out of the Passion Translation. Ooh, my hair looks gray. Oh, well, whatever. On here a little bit later than what I normally get on, but we are here on Sunday. So, hey, I made it in on time on the right day this week. Again, we are in chapter 39. I don't think I said that already, so I don't know why I just said again, other than it's been a long day, a long week. And I am already ready for bed for the evening, and it's a little early for that. Anyway, if you are tuning in and watching this for the very first time, again, I do read out of the Passion Translation, and there are usually a lot of footnotes for this particular version of Scripture. And so if you're watching, sorry for that noise. If you're watching on Facebook, I post the footnotes below in the comments. If you're watching this when it's reposted on YouTube, they will be in a separate post on there. But for now, let's go ahead and get into our reading for today. Again, Jeremiah 39, the fall of Jerusalem. This is how Jerusalem was captured. It was in the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign. In the 10th month of that year, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, attacked Jerusalem with his entire army, laying siege to it. After the city had been surrounded for 2 years, they broke through the city walls. When the Babylonians captured Jerusalem, the king's leading officials took their seat in the middle gate to form their military government. Nergal-Sharezer, Samgar-Nebo, Sar-Sechem, a high dignitary of state, Nergal-Sharezer, the king's chief advisor, and all the other officials of the king of Babylon. Zedekiah is blinded. Upon seeing them at the middle gate, Zedekiah and all his soldiers tried to escape the city under cover of darkness. They went by way of the king's garden and slipped through the gate between the two city walls and headed toward the Jordan River Valley. But the Babylonians pursued them and caught up with Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. They captured him and brought him to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, who was at the town of Riblah in the territory of Hamath, where he passed sentence on him there. Nebuchadnezzar had Zedekiah's sons slaughtered at Riblah and forced him to watch their execution. Oh, that's rough. The king of Babylon also executed all the leading men of Judah. Then he ordered that Zedekiah be bound with chains and have his eyes gouged out. Blinded, King Zedekiah was dragged off to distant Babylon. Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, the Babylonians demolished the city walls and burned down the temple of Yahweh and the king's royal palace. Nebuzaradan, the field general, held captive anyone left behind in Jerusalem and the deserters who had gone over to him and took them all away to distant Babylon. But he left behind some of the extremely poor people in the land of Judah. They owned nothing, so he gave them fields and vineyards to possess as their own. Jeremiah is spared. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, gave orders to Nebuzaradan, the field general. Find Jeremiah, look after him well, and don't harm him. Do for him whatever he asks. Nebuzaradan, the field general, Nebushazban, his names, the chief palace official, and Nergal-Sharezer, a high official, along with the other officials of King Nebuchadnezzar, dispatched some men to bring me from the courtyard of the guardhouse. They entrusted me to the care of Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, grandson of Shaphan, and told him to make sure I get home safely. And so I stayed with the people who remained in Judah. Yahweh's promise to protect Ebed-Melech. While I was still confined in the courtyard of the guardhouse, Yahweh spoke to me and said, Go and prophesy to Ebed-Melech the Ethiopian, and tell him what I, Yahweh, God of Israel, commander of angel armies, have to say. I am going to do what I promised to do to this city, and it will not be good but disastrous, and you will see it come true before your eyes. But I will rescue you that day, declares Yahweh, and you will not be handed over to the people you fear. I will certainly protect you so that no one will kill you. Yes, your life will be your reward because you have put your trust in me, declares Yahweh. And that is the end of chapter 39 in the Passion Translation. Again, if you're watching right now and if you rewatch on Facebook, the footnotes for this will be underneath the video in the comments. Gosh, the word just left my brain. And if you're watching on YouTube after I've reposted it there, they will be in a separate post. So be watching for those because there's for today's half a page on just one page is the footnotes. So be watching for that so that you can find out some more information about what we just read. More in-depth, I should say, information. But for now, that was the end of our reading for today. Come back next week for our reading of Jeremiah chapter 40. I cannot believe that we only have, counting next week, we have 13 more chapters left. to read, and then number one, it's the end of the year, but number two, we've also read through the entire book of Jeremiah. So pretty awesome. And these videos are not going to ever be taken down. So if you ever want to go back through and start it again at the beginning of next year, feel free to do that, and go through the book of Jeremiah week by week once this is posted. But it's so crazy to me that I have now read 39 chapters of this book, one chapter a week. Anyway, sorry if you couldn't tell I'm tired. Come back next week. We will be on Jeremiah 40, and I hope that you have a great rest of your Sunday, however much is left in your day before you get to go to bed. Hopefully for me, that comes sooner rather than later. And otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.